What's up, everybody? D Amazing here, bringing another review, and this time is of the SH Figuarts Han Solo. Let's get started. First off, I want to start by the likeness. I want to say that they did a really great job of nailing Harrison Ford in his likeness. I think they did a pretty good job. For some reason, mine has a little bump on the side. I don't know what happened. I think I dropped it. But overall, I think they nailed the likeness of Harrison Ford being Han Solo really well. And at which angle you look at it from, you can tell it's Harrison Ford, aka Han Solo. Now, as far as the highlights go, I know everybody doesn't like the shiny stuff, but I think it was done really well for Han, and I think they just pretty much nailed it. There's no alternative head for him or any different facial expression. You get one stoic Han Solo. Now, as far as articulation goes, it's really dope because the Star Wars stuff is pretty much used all a similar design. So you still get all the best articulation. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like there's crazy amount of ball joints everywhere. It looks pretty good. So the arm you can rotate in and out. You can go up, down, and move around in 360 degrees as you rotate. The lower forearm has full degree of rotation. It's not double jointed, but it does come up pretty far, so that's really nice. The jacket is flexible. Also, it comes with one blaster hand just to let you guys know. But one thing I also thought was really dope. They gave him a little bit of chest hair. So with the V-neck, the super long V-neck, you get the little bit of chest hair design. Now, as far as ab crunch goes, it doesn't go very far down, but it does rotate left and right really far over. So I thought that was really good. You can actually rotate it pretty far around. So you can get lots of cool articulated poses, especially one where he's trying to, be swashbuckling and daring. So you can pretty much nail stuff like that. Now, ab crunch doesn't go too far forward. Like I said, it just rotates up and down, with the exception that the legs can actually go up about this high. Now, one thing you want to be careful of on this part of the leg is that the holster is actually attached to a leg joint that there's a piece right here that you connect. So what happens is you lay the leg flat, you align it, and you put the empty holster for when you have it in his hand. And when you don't have the holster, the gun in hand, sorry, you pretty much nail it by doing this. So there's one for the gun in holster, one for it without. Obviously, I have the gun in his hand, so I'm just going to put this one back on. So what you can do is, even if you don't like it in place, it still holds pretty well enough. But if you don't want it, just remove it. Also, the legs rotate pretty well. So if they ever do vehicles, you can fit Han in a vehicle, just so you wanted to know. You can fit him in a vehicle. The ankle articulation is actually pretty decent. It's not as good as the other Star Wars figures, but it rotates in pretty well. It actually rotates out a little further. There's toe pivot as well. Now the thing about this is that you can still rotate the leg left or right, so you can still do this. So you can actually recreate the scene with Han shot, first, not second. Now one cool thing I want to point out though, is that you can actually pop the arms off. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it looked like you can take off the vest. And what happens is, you can. So now you can make it look like Han is just wearing a normal shirt. The problem is, as you can see, it won't line up completely well or perfect. But if from a proper angle, you could just look like Han is just wearing a normal shirt. There'll be a little bit of a gap here that the vest kind of, when it covers over, it fills it. But if you want, you can still do just the normal, pretty much flaky design. Now, as far as accessories goes, I already covered the holster that was in, the gun in holster. You saw the blaster as well. Just in case you guys want to see a comparison of the two. Oop, I missed it because it should have caught Han. Didn't catch him. Now he comes with two gloved hands for when he's piloting or doing mechanics work. He has two open palms. One I already have on him, and the other one is here. Like I said, he has the pistol holding hand, only in the right hand, because I think that's the only time you've ever seen him hold it in that hand. And two closed fists. Now, overall, in terms of articulation and what's going on with Han, I really like Han. I'm a big Han fan. And I think that this was done really, really well. So what happens is you can actually get tons of cool and dope poses. Especially for those that may or may not, if you don't like posing, he actually stands pretty well. But for those who likes posing, you can still get some pretty cool poses with him. And as far as height comparison, I have the Farm Boy Luke to compare as well as some Marvel Legends. So I'm going to show you guys in a second. I'm going to stand them straight up so people can see. The Stormtrooper. And I tried the head swap. It doesn't work simply because the pegs are different. You could probably do it on the older Stormtrooper, but not on this one. So as you can see, Han is taller than Luke, and a Stormtrooper still technically smaller than a Marvel Legend, but works pretty well. And just in case you wanted to compare it to another SHF, we have Cougar right here. It's all about a good height. But Han's taller than the Stormtroopers, taller than Luke, but still shorter than the Marvel Legend, just in case you guys are curious. But I think it can still all work in reference and scale if you work it out well, some angles. Overall, I really like Han, and if you are a Star Wars fan, I think you should absolutely get it. Because one of the things that SHF has been hit or miss on lately is facial expressions. But I think that they've nailed it, even with giving Han Solo just one facial expression. They pretty much nailed it on Han. So if there's one thing you got to go out and get that's Star Wars right now, definitely going to say Han. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was informative. In the meantime, you drink your water and you be good. Stay out of trouble. All right, man. Keep your hearts full. Later.